Let's look at force majeure risks. This is important. That is something that happened that you are not in control of, or that you couldn't predict, and it just happens. Some parts of the force majeure is known as act of God. There was a landslide, and no one did know about it, and it put your business upside down. Weather is an example of force majeure. There was a storm, you were having an agriculture thing, producing some food stuff, and no rain was coming, or too much rain was coming, whatever it is. So there are many things that can happen with the weather, and we can also talk about a climate change. That climate change changed the weather pattern, or changed the temperatures, or whatever it is, so that it became a problem for you in what you are doing. It became all kinds of disasters. An earthquake, for instance. You had your factory there, and now there is no factory. It's just a rubber lying there, a lot of rubble on the ground, because it fell down, broke together, and the ground was shaking. There were big fire, or there was this landslide I talked about, or something. There can be so many things that happen like that. And you wasn't in control of it. You couldn't do anything, but it happened. And then, of course, we have war and conflicts of all kinds. I mean, someone may have in Syria had a good business there, and suddenly they had this big war with the fighters here and there, and the government, and the fight between them, and everything, and then the business was bye-bye. So these things can happen. And diseases. Now, I'm doing this course during the COVID-19 pandemic, so who had planned for that? Who knew that would come now? Well, actually, the scientists had said that something like this will come before or later, and it came now. But we wasn't prepared for it. Then you have the government who suddenly make a new rule, or change some law, or come with a new order or some instruction, and then things also change. That is again something that can change the preconditions for your business. Then you have industrial actions. The workers in the factory where you have ordered some goods, or in your own factory if you have one, or the people in your office, they suddenly go in industrial action and refuse to work. And then your time plan was bye-bye. And I want to mention one more thing. The world is changing. I have seen lately, especially I observed in India now for the past 10-15 years, that how India is changing and how the world is changing, but many companies stick to old business models. They don't change them, they don't adapt to the changing, and that is a risk in itself. When they started the project, when they started the company, they did everything right at that time, but they didn't follow the development. And I heard several stories with some company producing something, and then some young engineers comes there with some new invention that they say is better, and the company say, oh, forget it. We know what people want, we are selling this, is fine, we don't want to talk to you. And then these young engineers, they go and start a new company with help of someone else, and then so that this first company they visit is out of the market because their product is old-fashioned, it's something no one uses anymore. Happened so many times, they go so fast. A typical such case for me was the Nokia, who made the mobile phones and was world leading, and when the smartphones come, they didn't follow that fast enough. They was then quickly kicked out of the market, or more or less, and now they try to restart, but that's another story. But at that time, because they didn't follow the development when the smartphones come, they took a very hard hit. And that is also can happen to your business. So when you do business at risk, one thing is, don't start a business that was okay 5 years ago, but will not be okay a few years in the future. And the other thing is that when you have your business, you must follow the development and you must change your business idea if and when it's necessary.